And we appear to be live. Welcome to Thursday evening, everybody. We are we are online. Unfortunately, it's taking a bit of time for all our guests to arrive, so we're trying not to get into the habit of starting so late because yeah, I'd really rather we get done earlier, but you know how things work out, and we will be joined by our usual crew here a little later, but it's, you know it happens. So I am joined here, of course, by Terrasin. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Mr. Six. How are you?
Not bad, not bad, not bad. I finally was able to get some financial shit done today that was really bothering me. So I'm feeling a little better about things, feeling a lot less stressed, and in that capacity. Though I will say that this Thursday, um, well, after 3 straight days of streaming of hosting a stream, I'm getting a bit I'm getting a bit weary as far as as that goes.
I,
I really,
I bet you are.
I really hope that next week we can actually have at least one other person hosting midweek. I don't know who the hell that's going to be, but we will see if we can get
I tried to
somebody.
talk Mr. D into hosting for Tuesday, but he chose to go off and do his shit.
Yep, yep, yep. So as far as things go, I I guess I'm gonna. If nothing changes, then next week I'll be hosting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday again. And it's it's not that I don't appreciate the attention. It's certainly not that I don't appreciate the views and all that stuff. It's just that when you're talking uh, as hosts are urged to do more than perhaps you have the stamina to actually do. It's after after 3 days of it, it gets a bit um,
Well, when
taxing.
I get home, I'll talk to my uncle because he has a spare little laptop, and I'll see if I can use it. If you really want a night or two off.
No, we are still weighing our options, and unfortunately, Scoobie's taking a little personal time off, so he and I haven't really been able to get together and talk about what we want to do as far as who's going to be taking hosting duties for midweek. We have 2 slots open, and I'm hoping to find somebody that is fairly reliable, that you know has a good rapport with chat, has a good rapport with guests, somebody who will people who will actually want to tune in to um, and that's kind of tough because not everybody can actually do this. Not everybody has the time to do it. Not everybody can commit to a day of the week to do this because life happens. Life comes at you fast, and so on and so forth. And um, being me, I have an abundance of free time. I have more free time than I know what to do with, and
So do I.
that is the reason why I am able to do this. And as consistently and as often as that I do. It's not that I like to hear myself speak. It's not even that I particularly like talking hours on end. Um, one might not actually believe this, but I'm actually a fairly quiet guy. Uh, so that is kind of where I am right now, and I would certainly would like to see others take up some of the reins and share some of the weight. Um,
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll talk to my uncle and see what he says, and let you and Scooby both know, and you guys discuss that.
all right. Yeah, we're we're looking at as many options and it is as many people as we can right now, and we've got it pretty much narrowed down to about half a dozen um, that we're currently considering. And let's see. I guess just to fill out the time that we have here, I'm going to start with NHL news. Okay, let's see. Well, there's not a lot of relevant scoring here as far as teams that people that guessed in this stream, and well, it looks like Burnside Chicago Blackhawks are currently losing to the Dallas Stars in the second period. It's just ended. It's 3-2. That score may or may not stay the same by the end of the third period. We will see. As far as games that have already wrapped up, Florida Man has defeated the Vancouver Canucks again, but it's a different Florida Man team. This is the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Florida Panthers. They have defeated the Vancouver Canucks 5-2, so Vancouver let us down again. Let's see. A team that, well, Irving Twain is kind of indifferent to, the Ottawa Senators. He likes them better than the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll just leave it at that. They have defeated the Nashville Predators 4-3 in overtime. Let's see. So Philly defeated Montreal. Calgary defeated New Jersey. Let's see. Unfortunately for Scoobie's New York Islanders, they have fallen to the Buffalo Sabres 4-3. The Vegas and San Jose game has not started. Arizona lost to Minnesota 2-3. And let's see. Well, actually, the game's still going. They still have a minute left in the third, but it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that they lost this one, unless there is some miracle play at the end of the game where they actually tie it up and go to overtime and or the shootout. We'll see how that actually works. Oh, it's down to 38 seconds. Yeah. And the St. Louis Blues are currently kicking the crap out of the Colorado Avalanche 6-1. Okay, it's down to 18 seconds in the Minnesota-Arizona game. This isn't looking good for Arizona. And let's see. I guess that was a stoppage of play. They're facing off. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Missed it by that much. Minnesota Wild has defeated the Arizona Coyotes. So that's too bad. Well, anyway, this I spoke too soon. In the 10 seconds that I said that, they have now tied up the game. It's now 3-3. Damn. Well, I guess we'll be revisiting this one later. Okay, well, that was the NHL break by the next 6 minutes, and we are rolling on to Chaos News. Lots of lovely stories from...
Shout out to Death Hyrukin. Hiya, Death.
Is he in the chat? I haven't looked at the chat yet.
Death and Malevolent Rider.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, we got a lot of really weird ones today. We're going to start off with one that we didn't actually get to last night from our good friend, the veteran mountain man. Wherever you are, man, thanks for this story. And of course, we'll get to the wonderful selection of stories that has been provided to us by the always wonderful and always awesome senior Florida correspondent, Colleen Bernier. Okay, let's see. Larry Sharpe, a Libertarian candidate for governor of New York, quits the party's national committee. Okay, so why did he do that? Why indeed? Larry Sharpe, who came in a close second to the vote, in the vote for vice presidential nominee at the Libertarian Party's 2016 convention, was recently lauded by Politico as a rarity, a serious Libertarian candidate in his current race to be governor of New York. Sharpe is also the subject of a feature interview in the February Reason, which is a magazine, I assume, conducted by Matt Welch. Last week, Sharpe resigned from his position as an alternate representative for Region 8 on the Libertarian National Committee after that committee failed to suspend its vice chair, Arvin Vohra. Vohra has generated a ton of social networking controversy for some remarks on Facebook. A sampling. Wow. If a 14-year-old has a kid, I would prefer the other person to be an adult with a job. Status logic. Teenagers cannot consent to sex. It is totally okay to force teenagers into useless government schools against their wills. Interesting. What is his reasoning for this? Government schools do 1,000 times more damage to teenagers than consensually dating adults ever possibly could. Okay. Non-consensual brainwashing masquerading as education is far more dangerous, far more damaging than, for example, young marriage. Okay. Here's what else he said. Should a man be allowed to have sex with another man? Only the two men in question should have a say. Should an adult be allowed to have sex with a teenager? Only the adult, the teenager, and their family's culture should have a say. There is no reason to bring government into it. Vohra also condemned all soldiers as paid killers. Oh, did he? So everybody that has fought and died for our country to preserve our rights and our freedoms, they're all just paid killers. In this man's wonderful opinion. Well, holy shit. Moving on. And all public school teachers as supervisors of indoctrination camps. Well, sometimes they are. That kind of depends on the school. That depends on the teacher. That depends on the curriculum, whether it is something that is more in line with reason, or is it's more in line with opinion. You know, sometimes that varies. Okay. As the suspension motion stated, some LNC and party members believed that Vice Chair Arvin Vohra's public discourse has repeatedly included inflammatory and insulting remarks which bring the party, its candidates, and its principles into disrepute. Mr. Vohra's remarks have destructively stereotyped party members and large segments of the population, a behavior completely at odds with our party's philosophy of recognizing and treating people as individuals. And Mr. Vohra's comments have caused widespread offense, and the result is that the LNC, its committees, and party affiliates are distracted from productive activities. Yep. Damn, this is a long one. So you get the gist that this is not a good situation when you have somebody who is pretty much turning into a lightning rod for controversy, and essentially anybody who's really associated with them, you know, they're going to be the collateral damage. And you know, it always sucks to be in that position, but you know, when you don't properly vet people that come into your particular political party, then you know they become a liability. So that you have two options: either endure or cut bait and get rid of get rid of these individuals, because the longer you keep them on, so the more damage that they're eventually going to do. So the best thing is to do when you catch this shit early, to say, we like you as a person, but you're generally full of shit, so we got to get rid of you. That should be the modus operandi as far as that goes. So, all the best to the libertarian party. Let's hope they get their ship righted. I'm not a big L libertarian. I have in the past voted for libertarian candidates, but I don't really consider myself a big L libertarian. I'm more of a small L libertarian. I'm an anti-authoritarian. Just put it that way. That's as far as
down with man.
Okay, so Colleen Bernier, you've brought us a wide selection of wonderful little stories. Oh, this is a Florida man story. So we're starting off strong. Okay. I hope everybody has already had their lunch, because this one may be a little disturbing. Apparently, a man bit off fiance's ear after accusing him of talking to another man. Okay. Well, yeah, it's trouble in paradise, as they say.
Okay, so this person thought that they were Mike Tyson?
I guess so. And we'll ascertain all the particulars here. A Pensacola man was arrested Sunday on claims he bit off a chunk of his fiance's ear in a scuffle. Marcus Crenshaw faces 1 count of aggravated battery causing bodily harm or disability for the January 22 incident, which sent the victim to the hospital. When Escambia County Sheriff's Office deputies arrived on scene, the victim was calm but had a bandage wrapped around his head and dried blood on his face, according to Crenshaw's arrest report. The victim said Crenshaw was looking at his phone and found that he had been talking to another man. Crenshaw allegedly threw the phone, damaging the screen, and began attacking the victim. The victim said that during the tussle, Crenshaw bit his left ear, and he later realized it was bleeding and a chunk was missing from the top. He called 911, and Crenshaw waited with him, but the pain became too severe, so he got a taxi to a local hospital. The deputy noted in the report that neither the victim nor Crenshaw were under the influence of drugs or alcohol at the time of the incident. So they did this shit stone cold sober. Takes a bit of passion. All right. Crenshaw was booked into the Escambia County Jail on Sunday and was released the next day on a $5,000 bond. An attempt made by the News Journal to contact Crenshaw for comment was unsuccessful. Well, there's a couple of different ways you can handle the suspicion of infidelity. Well, there's one, you can actually talk to your significant other about suspicions and or concerns, and try to reason things out with them, or you can throw their phone and bite their ear. So that's there's a few different choices. Those are 2. So we know which one this one picked. And well, Crenshaw, you're our mascot of the night, the Florida man mascot. Okay.
He's the Florida Mike Tyson.
Well,
yeah.
I suppose he won that fight. But he, not according to the police. Well, let's see. Titusville, Florida. A young boy in Titusville wanted a toy so badly, he was willing to crawl inside a claw machine to get it. In a social media post, the Titusville Fire Department said a young boy named Mason was enjoying some food at a restaurant with his family when he decided he wanted a stuffed animal. Mason crawled
Was he
into the
at
machine.
Stevie B's?
I don't know. It's Mason crawled into the machine, which was in the back area of the restaurant, and couldn't get out, firefighters said. The boy was never in any distress, and an off-duty lieutenant was able to get him out safely with a minimal damage to the game. We don't really train for extricating kids from claw machines, but now we can add this to our list, said Battalion Chief Greg Sutton with the Titusville Fire Department. Mason was rescued within 10 minutes of becoming stuck in the machine. Firefighters said Mason was still able to get a stuffed animal. Well, he went to the effort.
This is why you put leashes on your children, no matter where they are.
Or at least.
And yes, I said leashes.
Yeah. Yep. I am actually impressed. This kid is not really all that small. Let me see if I can get a picture of this. Yeah, this is not a small child. This is golly, stupid ads. Okay. Bring this in the side chat. There you go. Paste and there. For anybody that wants to see this kid, I would say he's maybe 7 or 8 years old. He's not that small. So I'm actually impressed that he got into that machine.
I didn't get the link. That's okay, though.
Wow. That's actually fairly impressive. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. This is like that scene in Anchorman where Ron Burgundy is discussing his dog's activities, and the dog apparently had eaten an entire wheel of cheese, and Ron Burgundy was not upset. He was actually fairly impressed that the dog was able to do that. This reminds me of that. Oh my gosh. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So, Gary of 1-800-ASK-GARY and producer of MTV's Siesta Key arrested for DUI in Manatee County.
Why has it got to be in Florida? Jesus Christ.
I think that it's become a rule here. Gary Kampathakaris, the founder of 1-800-ASK-GARY and producer of MTV's Siesta Key, was arrested on Wednesday in Manatee County for driving under the influence. According to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, Kampathakaris, 57, was heading south on I-75 around 1:40 a.m. on Wednesday, driving a silver Porsche when he sped past a deputy at 100 miles per hour. Because when you want to speed by a deputy, make sure it's 100 miles per hour. 3 digits, people. 3 digits. You got to do it right. When deputies pulled the vehicle over, they reportedly could smell the odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle. If you want the officers to smell something, make sure it's alcohol. Because that's doing it right. Kampathakaris told the deputy that he had wine at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino before he left after having some type of issue with his wife. According to the arrest report, he was asked to participate in the field sobriety exercises, which he failed. He refused to provide a breath sample. I'm pretty sure at the time the officers could light a match and he would breathe a considerable amounts of fire.
Fire-breathing Gary!
Yep. He was transported to the Manatee County Jail without incident. According to its website, 1-800-ASK-GARY is a free attorney and medical referral service for people involved in car accidents or other types of personal injury in Florida. I guess he can flip open his cell phone and call his own number because he's going to need some help there. Kampathakaris was also the creator and producer of MTV's reality show Siesta Key, which follows the life of his son, Alex Kampathakaris, and his friends. The show centers around young adults as they confront issues of love, heartbreak, betrayal, class, and looming adulthood as they spend the summer together in their beautiful hometown. Well, I never saw the show because I don't watch MTV or really
Florida
TV.
version of Jersey Shore.
That doesn't sound very good. That sounds unappealing.
That's exactly how they used to describe Jersey Shore.
Well, I never really watched that show much. So, yeah. But I understood it to be a bad show, and certainly
Yeah, well, there's supposed to be a reunion.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
No.
So Gary, you join Marcus Crenshaw as co as co mascots for tonight. But not to be outdone, I think we may have a contender here. Because according to the Miami Herald, oh boy,
fucking Florida, man.
Victor Hall. Wow, you're a winner. You are a winner, chicken dinner. Okay.
I'm waiting for one of these people to be someone I know.
It will happen someday, sometime. It will happen. Victor Hall? Well, apparently he exposed himself to girls, cops say. But what worried police most wasn't in his pants. Ooh. Do tell. If I can get rid of this ad. The 3 teenage girls told South Miami police that Victor Hall masturbated in front of them in a Winn-Dixie parking lot Tuesday night. Oh boy, because every time you go to Winn-Dixie, you go for the great prices, you go for the great deals, and you stay for the public masturbation
I go for
in the parking lot.
Prescriptions, and I've never had that issue. Now, there was a mall once in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Well, I guess
I had the exact same problem.
I guess, it kind of, I guess when they're running a really hot promotion, they want a prime attraction. So they go to fellas like what's this guy's name?
But I don't want to see his Tinky Winky.
Well, he may disagree with you, so okay.
I probably need a microscope.
Well, microscopes start fire when you use them in the sun.
Good.
Anyhow.
I can turn it into a tiny torch.
All right. Things got even more revealing once police arrived, according to South Miami cops. As in Hall's multiple Baker Act history, whatever that means, and that the Homestead resident was a civilian reserve at Homestead Air Reserve Base. Oh. And that loaded automatic weapons packed in his touch. Okay. So if you don't want the cops to have their attention called to the multiple possibly illicit weapons in your vehicle, masturbating publicly is probably not the way to go. But Hall would probably disagree. Hall, 41, wound up under arrest for 3 counts of indecent exposure, 1 count of disorderly conduct, and 6 counts of carrying a concealed firearm. South Miami Police Chief Renee Landa said there was no indication that Hall had done anything similar to any other woman in the city. Landa's real concern: the arsenal police found in Hall's car, along with flexible cuffs. Flexible cuffs. Holy shit, sickle. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of hardware in his vehicle. I'm seeing an M4 variant that's fully automatic. I doubt it, but it may be modified to be fully automatic, which is, of course, against the law. We have a pump action shotgun that looks like it's maybe a 5-count magazine tube. We have, it appears to be some sort of Kalashnikov, 2 Kalashnikov variants. One appears to be a shortened a pistol variety, and you have, it appears to be a full-sized rifle variety. And we have 2 handguns. I believe both appear to be some form of Glocks. And we have 3 sharp, pointy knives. That's quite that's quite that's quite a haul there. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much what's written here is what I assessed here. That's quite damn. Anyhow, Hall's concealed weapons permit expired in 2015 after police found Hall in the car with both his driver's side door and his pants open, smelling of alcohol and moistened by urine. Yes, you know,
Ew.
if you want to smell like alcohol, you got to make sure you're moistened by urine. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. He said, "I've been Baker acted like 5 times in Homestead. Check with Homestead." I don't know what Baker acted means. I'm sorry. I'm not up.
Baker acted is when the police take you into a psych ward and you can't leave for a mandatory 72 hours.
Really? Well, you learn something every day. The more you know. Landa said he spoke with Homestead Air Reserve Base and was told Hall is a civilian reserve. The arrest report says police identified Hall by a U.S. Air Force identification card as further check on previous pickups in Homestead, in which Hall was Baker acted, showed he used a foreign name, said Landa, who didn't have the name available to him when he spoke to the Miami Herald. Tuesday night, 18-year-old Adriana Bauman told police the 5'8", 200-pound Hall approached her as she left Winn-Dixie with this was his comment, "You're so effing beautiful." Because if you want to schmooze over the hot teenage girls, yeah, you mosey on over and say, "You're so effing beautiful." That always gets them. That always gets them. That's a guaranteed. That's a guaranteed sell there. That's a guaranteed sell. Yeah, smooth.
The only time I want to hear that is when I'm fucking a guy.
That's after he's already gotten past third base. This guy, I don't think he'd have trouble getting out of the dugout. Anyhow, Bauman kept walking to her friends. 18-year-old Grace, I can't really pronounce that, Sigadathepesh or something like that. It sounds East Indian, and had a friend who was still a minor. The minor noticed Hall staring at them. About 5 minutes later, according to the report, they saw him with his pants down and self-servicing. The 3 young women jumped into Bauman's car and accelerated away, noticing Hall kept masturbating. Well, at least he committed to it. Wow, he's got quite a haul. He's got quite, I've seen like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, possibly 19, 20, 21, 22 boxes of ammunition. No, 23.
20 boxes of ammo? Fuck.
23 boxes of ammunition. And 2, looks like 2 fanny packs full of ammo as well. Another pile of ammunition and a plastic bag that is, of course, filled with ammunition. Holy shit, sickle. This guy looks like he was prepped for a firefight. Damn. You know, most people, if they actually have a weapon in the car, they're content with just a pistol under the driver's seat or something, or in the glove, or in the center console. No, not this guy. Damn. That's a lot of hardware. Apparently, he has time to kill in parking lots to masturbate, and he has a considerable amount of disposable income. So, Inquisitor, how are you doing?
What's up?
You just missed the story about the public masturbator with an arsenal of weapons in his car.
I think I'll be good then.
Yep. Just in case you want to read the story.
How's it going?
Just in case you want to read that story for yourself, it is now inside chat. Feast thine eyes and satisfy thine curiosity. Moving on. Click button. Ooh. Ooh. I guess the TC Palm is another Florida rag.
Oh, God.
Yep. Well, it appears as though a man hid pot where the sun doesn't shine. It's I guess a town called Sebastian. Is that somewhere where you're familiar with?
I'm looking. Give me a second.
Anyhow, a man from Sebastian is accused of stuffing marijuana in his rear end before apparently scattering it on a police vehicle's back seat. He shit. Sebastian police on January 23rd stopped Dondre Cypress, 22 at the time, and a Nissan Sentra after investigators suspected the vehicle exceeded the speed limit on Schumann Drive. Investigators reported smelling.
Is a city in Florida. It's in Indian River County.
Good to know. Good to know. Investigators reported smelling pot coming from the vehicle and ordered Cypress out. Police saw Cypress roll to his right side and place his right hand on his right hip as to try and conceal something. He's a smooth operator. Investigators reported locating a bag in Cypress's groin area. They also noted the aroma of marijuana strengthened as an officer shook Cypress's groin area. Wow. The officer shook his groin area. He shook it. Shook it. Shook it so much that a bit of a contraband.
A whole weed fell out.
A whole weed. Ordered to remove the bag, Cypress reached into his groin and was trying to reach past his groin area into his butt area. Okay, investigators tried to pluck the bag from Cypress's groin, but it was nowhere to be found. Police suspected Cypress moved it into what he believed to be his anal cavity. Cypress reportedly told police the bag of pot was in his hindquarters. On the way to jail, investigators say Cypress extracted the pot from his anal area and attempted to open it and dispose of it on the back seat of the vehicle. Cypress said he took the bag out of his butt and all of it's and it's all on the back seat, the affidavit states. Cypress of Sebastian was arrested on charges including tampering with evidence, possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Wow. Wow, he's
you know, see, that's the
pot
thing.
Ninja.
That's the thing, is that, you know, Florida man, he's scary and all, especially, you know, whacking off in public with several assault rifles, a shotgun, and 2 Glocks in his trunk. But he can't be more clever than the one guy that they were talking about on the Ghost Poo a couple of nights ago. The guy that hasn't taken a shit for over a week straight.
He wants to die, I suppose. Is that the one that super glued his asshole shut?
No, he stuck some contraband up there, and the police are just sitting there waiting for him to poop it out.
Well, I know
he's refusing to poop.
I assume his jail time menu includes a lot of things like granola and prunes. And
my favorite bit is the fact that there's statutes in Britain where they couldn't. Colleen Bernier just corrected me. Over 20 days. The UK police had to keep going to the court and getting extensions for his jail time just to wait for it to come out.
Well, he's you could say he's playing the long game. Yeah, that's not just a description of the turd that's going to come out of his ass once he Once he,
I'm just saying, why haven't the police been clever about it and hid a laxative in his food?
that would be my first call. But this is of course Britain, and they don't seem to be that creative as far as that sort of thing goes. But I could be misjudging them. I could be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would be including certain items to his list that will enhance the effect of, of having a, a lower intestine. This, I would say, is expanding out. Oh dear. Well, we'll see how that happens. We'll see
okay. I'll try to put on my best British accent for this. The police are on watch. Police are on poo watch over drug suspect's loo strike. An alleged drug dealer hid the goods in his body and is still refusing to reveal them to officers after 3 weeks in a cell. The suspected drug dealer, who hid a stash of Class A drugs inside his body, was arrested and has been in custody for 3 weeks because he refuses to go to the toilet, police have said. Essex Police Operation Raptor West unit arrested the man thought to be from a London gang on the 16th of January and charged him with 2 counts of intent to supply the drugs. Chelmsford Magistrates Court granted the force permission to keep him in detention until he revealed the goods, initially for 190 hours. But when the officers say he refused to eat or accept that he would not be released until he went to the loo. Hashtag how long can you go tweeted at the Op Raptor West account as day 4 approached. Once the suspect had spent a week in the cell, and the force had to return to the court to request further custody time. The one person preventing this from being resolved is the defendant himself, said the prosecution. Another 6 days went by without any sign of the update of what had been dubbed hashtag poo watch, with the suspect also refusing to consent to a doctor removing the drugs from his body. On day 16, police were back in court to request another week of custody, which again was granted. But by day 19, officers appeared to be growing increasingly frustrated, with Ops Raptor West tweeting, "Mail doesn't seem to understand that eventually he will need/have to go." On Tuesday, with thousands of followers hanging and waiting in bated breath, they tweeted, "Day 20 has coming to an end and still no movement. Sorry for the delay in updates. The team are busy covering this and other ongoing investigations."
Oh my god, I could not handle not being able to go for that long. But my mother-in-law, she used to do that. She'd purposely not go when she's in jail. So when she got home, she, had to. So yeah, she was in jail for like a month and she didn't go for a month.
Yep. Because you never know what's lurking on those prison toilets.
So gross.
You take a dump and then you get leprosy. Anyhow, I want to dub Mr. Dondre Cypress. I want to dub him Butt Pot Ninja. Butt Pot Ninja. You, sir, you're the quick and you are the brave Butt Pot Ninja.
Definitely not the stealthiest ninja, though.
Nope, not very stealthy at all. But he's a Butt Pot Ninja. Speaking of the ideal thing to be feeding this very, very stubborn British individual, we have something that I think that most of us will actually find to be some of the best news in this very troubled, this very dark, this very troubling world.
Sunday.
Oh, damn it. I tried to avoid that.
How you doing?
Well, if I were 10 years younger, I'd have put your head in a half Nelson, start twisting it around, singing each letter of the alphabet until I come to the first letter of my true love's name. That would be the lovely Elizabeth. Then yank your head clean off and roll it down the pike like a bowling ball.
Snap it to a Slim Jim.
Nice.
Beefy, spicy taste.
Oh, yeah.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Speaking of food and speaking of awesome, guess what, everyone? Taco Bell is going to start delivering food this year.
Well, they already do with DoorDash, don't they?
Well, as if
And
the
with
big
not Lyft, but Uber. Uber does it too.
Yeah, Uber Eats. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
As
Actually,
That people demand imitation Mexican death diarrhea so badly. They want poor Uber drivers to risk getting shot and stabbed and raped for it. Holy shit!
Shot, but that would be by the employees. Call back.
As the big fast food restaurants increasingly see the potential of pushing convenience beyond the drive-thru, Taco Bell and KFC are expanding delivery nationwide in partnership with Grubhub. Yum Brands, which owns both restaurants, said Thursday that Grubhub will provide the delivery, people, and technology to take online and make deliveries across the United States. Here's hoping, San Antonio. Fingers crossed. People will be able to order through KFC, Taco Bell, or Grubhub apps and websites. Yum Brands is not alone in seeing the possibilities. McDonald's has already expanded delivery from 5,000 of its nearly 14,000 U.S. stores. Yum Brands Incorporated is buying $200 million worth of shares in Grubhub Incorporated as part of the new partnership. The companies declined to say how many KFC and Taco Bell restaurants would offer delivery and when. Franchisees have to agree to sign on, and the service would be rolled out throughout the year. Yum began testing delivery through Grubhub last month in a few cities, including Indianapolis, Omaha, Nebraska, Louisville, Kentucky, and where Yum Brands is based, of course. The company's other chain, Pizza Hut, already delivers food, but will still work with Chicago's Grubhub to improve the service. Let's see. Artie Stars, who oversees Pizza Hut's U.S. business, will join Grubhub's board of directors.
You know, we're ever closely inching towards the dystopian future that is. Oh God, I can't remember the name of that book now. Crap.
That one book in which everyone's fat as hell and relies on robots to do everything until the robots eventually say, fuck you, fat ass, and kill them all.
You mean Wall-E?
No.
Wall-E.
Death Metal Wall-E.
So I have that on DVD.
Wall-E's awesome.
Wall-E is awesome.
Good movie.
Eva.
While Inquisitor is looking that up, I'm going to segue to a very brief NHL break here. It looks like Arizona pulled off the freaking miracle, tied up the game in the last minute, and defeated the Minnesota Wild 4-3 in overtime. So hats off to you guys. Damn, good job. Let's see. Unfortunately, Burnside, I must regret to inform you that your Chicago Blackhawks, and I suppose Inquisitor now, your Chicago Blackhawks as well, have fallen to the Dallas Stars 4-2.
Well, I'd be damned. Son of a bitch.
Let's see. Vegas and San Jose are currently knotted at 1 in the first. St. Louis destroyed the Colorado Avalanche 6-1. Unfortunately, Scoobie's New York Islanders have fallen to the Buffalo Sabres 4-3. Let's see. Calgary destroyed, not really destroyed. They actually just edged them out. New Jersey 3-2 in the final. Philly defeated Montreal 5-3. One of Irving's not favorite teams, the Ottawa Senators, defeated the Nashville Predators in overtime 4-3. And the Vancouver Canucks have failed us yet again and falling to The Tampa Bay Lightning, Florida man, 5-2.
That damn Florida man over there.
If you are counting on the Vancouver Canucks to defeat Florida man,
Count on Florida man.
Yeah, bet on Florida man because they will always fail you. Anyhow,
yep.
Inquisitor, you got some news for us?
Come on, have something interesting.
Oh man, is it Snow Crash? I think it might be Snow Crash. Yes, Snow Crash. That's the name of the book I was thinking of.
Is it anything like Snowpiercer?
No. Okay, here's I'll just read the first paragraph here of the plot summary. Hero protagonist is a hacker and pizza delivery driver for the mafia. He meets YT, short for yours truly, a young skateboard courier, during a failed attempt to make a delivery on time. YT completes the delivery on his behalf, and they strike up a partnership, gathering intel and selling it to the CIC, a for-profit organization that evolved from the CIA's merger with the Library of Congress. Within the metaverse, Hero is offered a data file named Snow Crash by a man named Raven who hints that it is a form of narcotic. Hero's friend and fellow hacker DA5ID views the bitmap image contained in the file, which causes his computer to crash and DA5ID to suffer brain damage in the real world. Hero meets his ex-girlfriend, Juanita Marquez, who gives him a database containing a large amount of research positing connections between the virus and ancient Sumerian culture within the legend of the Tower of Babel. Juanita advises him to be careful and disappears.
So essentially what the author did was he wrote a bunch of ideas onto little pieces of paper, and he swallowed that piece of paper, and whatever he crapped out, that was the plot of the book. That is some of the most convoluted. I mean, it probably pans out for a fairly interesting novel there, but that's damn.
Well, my favorite bit is it's talking about at the beginning the entire world's like populations, all of its like infrastructure and economy runs on pizza delivery.
Oh God! Holy shit!
It's kind of like an amazing first couple of chapters.
Well, I hope they're not stingy with the Parmesan packets.
Yeah,
that always sucks. It's a jackass. I need some more of those Parmesan packets. They're only like 3 in the bag.
Nuh-uh. I need some more of them crushed red pepper packets. Fuck the Parmesan.
Well, I already have an abundance of those things because I buy crushed red pepper by the pound.
Economy run on pizza delivery. Jesus Christ, this sounds worse than Idiocracy.
Vern, have you seen one of the overseas versions of Demolition Man?
No, I haven't. I've only seen the American one.
Okay, the American one, everything is Taco Bell, right? All restaurants are Taco Bell. Well, most places overseas have never ever heard of Taco Hell, so they changed it to Pizza Hut.
What?
No shit. When I was in Alabama, I was watching it with my brother, and we paused it because it got to the point where they were invited out to dinner, and they're talking about Pizza Hut. Everything's Pizza Hut. My brother pauses it and goes, "Isn't it supposed to be Taco Bell?"
Yeah. Oh my God!
But yeah, pretty much overseas, nobody knows what a Taco Bell is.
Yeah, that happens a lot in overseas markets. That they change these little details. It happens more often in like animated movies. You will see that in the 2 examples in Zootopia, the North American version has the co-anchors of the. One of them was some kind of cat, larger cat, and the other one was a moose. But if you go to if you see it in China or Japan, it's a panda.
Yeah, that's funny.
And you go back and you watch The Winter Soldier, and Captain America has this little notepad that he's writing down shit that he needs to check out later. And the list changes from country to country. So there's like more regional favorites. So there's like 18 different versions of that list, depending on where you buy the DVD or where you saw the movie. You'll get a different list in the movie, and that's of course that's all explained in the commentary.
Okay, guys. Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to dip out. I'm gonna be on the Minions tonight. Chaos wanted me to go in there and give her a hand with that. So you guys have a good rest of the show.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Man, thanks for coming over here, Inquisitor.
Not a problem, guys. Not a problem. Anytime.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yep. Take care, guys.
All right, later.
I had a feeling you guys wouldn't mind if I sent him the link.
Yeah.
Oh, we
yeah.
love that dude.
He is a good dude.
Hell yeah.
So how you doing,
I also
Burnside?
sent the link.
Oh, not too bad. I did something really dumb earlier today. I somehow accidentally melted my air mattress.
What the fuck? You just got it.
Yeah, I
Melted
know.
it.
Why did you melt my bed?
It was cold as fuck. Why the hell else would I have had the heat on? I got up, I turned the heat on, I plopped back down the bed, and then about an hour or two later, I wake up to this loud hissing noise. I grab the duct tape and I start taping. And, well, that didn't work, so I went to go look at the box. I went, oh, yeah, take my receipt to this thing. All right, cool, we're good. So, tomorrow, once I get off of work, I got to go and take that to Walmart, and I got to go get me another one. I got to take the duct tape off at first, though, but, yeah.
You know, you're not supposed to put the space heater on top of those things, right?
That's the funny thing. It's the heating unit that's built into the apartment.
So
there's one that goes all along one particular wall, and I just, being that I've been stingy and haven't had the heat on because our electric bill was so high, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to use the heat. And the one time I forget, oh yeah, that
Can
thing
I
called
ask what so high is for you?
What is?
How high was your electric bill, cash wise?
Ugh, 220.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of high.
That's
wow.
Fucking... That's like my electric bill, like in the middle of summer, if I've had the AC on like hardcore, and I've had all my everything going, like both my computers, my laptops, it's in my TV, and I'm microwaving something at the same time, cooking something in the oven, and holy shit. Wow. That's wow.
Yep, that's the thing that sucks about all utilities. Everything's electric.
Do you at least have an electric blanket?
No. My mother has seceded all of those from me because that's her thing of choice. Me, I got fuck tons of blankets.
Maybe you should invest in one?
Right, I might, but then I'd be worried about potentially accidentally melting my replacement mattress with thus an electric blanket. Seeing as I already accidentally did that.
To get. Sunbeam, they have timers where they shut off after a certain amount of time.
Here's Scoobie was talking about this a few weeks ago about wool blankets, and I can't recommend those things more because they're amazing. Just the insulation properties of these things is spectacular.
That's most likely what I'd go with, because I even after my previous insulation job, which turned out all right for a while, it's gotten so cold that even with that insulation job, I'm needing to potentially get those blankets or get 2 additional layers worth of cardboard because it's just that fucking cold.
Yeah. One of the things that's when I go camping is if I have the expectation that it's going to be really, really cold, the first thing that I lay down inside the tent is one of my wool blankets, because even if the ground starts to freeze on me, then that will keep you reasonably warm, because it's one hell of an insulator. I mean, cotton is fine. artificial fabrics are fine, but when it comes to wool,
Oh, amazing. Oh.
it's an amazing material.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have two of those bad boys, you have one under you, and you have like a loose sheet draped over it, and you have your regular set of blankets on top, and then you lay the wool blanket on top of that, or sandwiched somewhere in the between.
Mm-hmm.
You might be surprised just how well that keeps you warm.
Well, I'll have to remember that. Because thankfully we're not too far from that surplus store, so thankfully we could always get over there in about 10-15 minutes now that the bridge is fixed and go and get a couple of those suckers.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I would recommend it. And
yeah, that's definitely going to wind up being near the top of the list. This tape here or the next one, depending on how the money falls.
Yeah,
because it's getting ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all these little tips and tricks about staying warm and so on and so forth, and wool blankets have been they'll surprise you how effective they are as far as that goes. I have one standard in my my bug out / camp bag. It's
Nice.
always there in reserve, so I always have that extra one there. That and a plastic tarp, which I can use as a makeshift tent.
Water collector.
Yeah, water collection as well. I also have those little silver blankets that I can use for that sort of thing. So I've got that little kit together. So if I need to get anywhere in 3 days on foot, that's they come in handy.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm gonna have to do once I can get us into a better living place. Is get one of those decent bug out bags going.
Yeah, my advice is just to get a regular looking high capacity backpack. Just something that doesn't really stand out. I know a lot of these guys get these military style ones because they look cool and shit, but
unless it's got extra pockets, I ain't gonna be buying anything fancy like that.
Yeah, they get those, and the drawback is that if you're in one of those kind of emergency situations, the people that are lazy bastards and they're opportunists and they want to rip somebody off, that's what they're going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for the guy that looks like he knows what he's doing and has all the shit, because that's the guy you rob from.
That's the guy you pick off.
Yeah. If somebody doesn't look like they got their shit together, they're walking around with the civvy backpack.
There's two common methods of survival. It's being either the gray man and trying to be overlooked, or being the ultra intimidating psychopath.
Yeah, I know that I'm not going to be the ultra intimidating psychopath, so I'll be as the knight. I'll be the silent, but deadly, possibly, but only toward. Well, that depends. I may find some place to wash off, but being that I'm in the middle of, I'm at the base of the Texas Hill Country. There are a few rivers that run through there. The Guadalupe River, the San Marcos River. We got the Blanco. We got the Frio. It's close around here, and we have one or two kind of lake areas. They're not that spectacular, but there are plenty of rivers around here. Anyhow, let's see. There was something. Tara, did you have something that you were going to bring up later, or am I just completely brain farting here?
You're brain farting, dear.
Ah, shit. Well, it's Thursday. If you're gonna brain fart,
that I found out about that would be interesting. Although I don't have dates yet. Allegedly, the Lord of all cucks, Justin Trudeau, is going to start a surrender tour in America.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
What tour?
He's going to do a tour of America, but I call it the surrender tour because there's either one or two things he's going to do. He's going to go and say, I surrender, I am a cuck. Donald Trump can violate my butthole because he is the most manliest man to have existed because I am too afraid to go to Russia and meet Vladimir Putin. And he's going to talk about
All
how
the
he's going to
while
surrender
drinking a grande soy latte with extra soy.
extra soy.
He's
going to have
poster
Bernie
boy
Sanders.
of soy boys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's funny as I heard it. It was yesterday, day before, depending on what time it was, when I was coming home from work, and I was like, "Holy God!" he's gonna actually do a tour of America, and he's supposed to come to Chicago at one point in time. So if
Is he
I can
gonna
find
have
out
Bernie Sanders riding his back like Yoda?
Oh God, I'm hoping he's gonna have Bernie Sanders around for his surrender tour. Because I mean, the two of them are two peas in a pod. But they're two peas in a pod. They're both socialists. It's just Bernie Sanders makes a better sales pitch at it. Justin Trudeau makes a terrible sales pitch at it because he's like, yeah, I like socialism, but I also like to surrender to ISIS. And Bernie Sanders is like, the fucking rich people and those assholes need more socialism because I totally know what I'm fucking doing here. Give me my insulin before I have a heart attack. Poor bastard.
Oh my gosh.
I don't need to worry about Hillary Clinton anymore. God damn it. I'm gonna heart attack. I'm not gonna get assassinated by that shit. More socialism, less problems. Take it away, Justin. I need my medication.
Why do you sound like Nixon?
Because that's how I envision Bernie Sanders when he's on a roll. I swear to God, he sounds like I know he's like a political opposite, but literally when
say, I am not a
like literally when I see Bernie Sanders talk, he sounds like fucking Nixon. That's literally who I envision him as, like Nixon with a heart condition. Because like he gets red in the face, he looks like the poor bastard's gonna have an asthma attack or a heart attack, and I'm like, dude, I get it. You don't like this country. I get it. You want to change the country. Just don't have a heart attack. Your fans are gonna die if you die.
I wonder what Bernie Sanders Yoda would sound like. Try or do not. There is no do.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy. So, do you either of you, do you have anything that you would like to bring up? Anything pressing on the mind?
Not really. I'm just gonna try
prices are
and
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, just gonna
It's
figure out
still
whenever.
costing $500 to fly to Chicago.
Oh, geez, you're still trying to look that up? Yeah. Wait till it hits summer. It'll probably get cheaper then, because it's cold as hell now, and it's a little difficult for the planes to get off the ground.
Well, I already figured. I have it set for summer, because I'm doing it for the same dates as more.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking prices. I'm just not changing the dates.
Right.
And it's still like almost $500. It's $600 to go to San Francisco.
Jesus. Did you try using Google like I did?
Yeah.
No dice, huh?
Nope.
Hey, I wanted to try something. I wanted to try something that may or may not actually catch on, but I wanted to give it a shot here. I wanted to read my horoscope, my daily horoscope, and then we can joke about that. Okay, for Taurus, you're not one to quit when the going gets tough. In fact, you excel in the methodical and persistent in overcoming adversity once you put your mind to it. You are ready to make your mark in the world now, which you could grow lax if everything continues to easily fall into place. Ironically, a minor setback might be just what you need today to snap out of your complacency and set your intentions on fire. Author Vishwas Chavan wrote, a successful catalyst has the ability to spark significant and sustainable changes, inspire impossibilities, and accelerate results. Wow. That's my daily horoscope. Wonder what it says weekly. You might be paying more attention to an unexpected career opportunity early in the week, leaving little time for romance. But don't worry, love will be calling your name by the weekend. After Saturday, you'll have plenty of opportunities to mingle with friends and events that truly bring you pleasure. If you're in a relationship, then you and your sweetheart will enjoy all this time hanging out with your coupled friends. If you're single, it's possible that a romance between you and a pal will blossom, or that you're ready to meet your next love while you're out and about. Prospects will be everywhere. Holy shit.
Read mine.
Oh, here's where. What's yours?
Aquarius.
Aquarius. So you're ready for the age of Aquarius, as they say.
Yep.
All right, Aquarius. Your daily is: lofty goals are like treasures that dangle on a stick far off in the distance. You may not be able to perceive all their details, but you know they are of value, and you long to reach them. Unfortunately, you can grow disillusioned today when, after all your hard work, prosperity still seems so elusive. You might consider giving up if you believe your dreams are unattainable. However, your positive persistence makes all the difference in the world. Thomas Edison said, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Okay.
This is why I don't give up on shit.
Never give up, never surrender. Do or do not. Do or do not. There is no try. I tried to do a Bernie Sanders impression. That failed. I'm sorry. I am unable to. I'm unable to emulate Bernie Sanders in any way, shape, or form, and that actually makes me happy. Anyhow, Burnside is doing his rounds.
Figures.
Let's see. Burnside, he was born, I believe, in November, because I think that's when we actually had his birthday stream. So I guess he's either a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. We'll read both. We'll figure out which fits Burnside better. So chat. This is a an audience participation. Let's figure out which one fits Burnside better. All right, first Scorpio. Instant karma can strike in several ways today. On one hand, your consistency at work enables you to reap the fruits of recent labors. Going the extra mile produces a bountiful harvest. On the other hand, it's challenging to make up for lost time. If you avoid a responsibility or took unreliable shortcuts, you may be required to burn the candle at both ends until you fulfill your outstanding obligations. Most likely, you'll experience a combination of rewards for jobs well done and discouragement where you have fallen short. Malcolm Forbes said, failure is success if we learn from it.
He's back. We can just ask him what his sign is.
Okay, what's your horoscope sign there?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. We will read the Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Although you may still be riding yesterday's wild wave of energy, you're ready for a change of pace. Fortunately, events in your immediate environment require your complete attention today, pulling you back down to earth and into your body. You can't be out surfing on the edges of the cosmos when you're fully engaged in the present moment. Resistance is futile and only brings unnecessary struggle. However, once you change your frame of reference and focus your awareness, you can move mountains. Nelson Mandela said it always seems impossible until it is done. So Burnside, Burnside, you're fully under the Mandela effect.
Oh, joy. Great. Now I have to worry about becoming a black communist that kills everybody.
And the world is your oyster, Burnside. The world is your oyster, Burnside, and you have the tools to change reality.
I don't see that happening, Mr. B.
I would lie. I mean, I don't want to be a genocidal communist African version of Morgan Freeman. I like regular Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. So
When I was a boy.
When I was a boy, I didn't consider there being genocide in Africa. But then I became Nelson Mandela as soon as they decided that they were going to cast me as his role in a movie called The Genocide of My Country. And then
the
I began
adult
to
emperor penguin.
Have you guys ever watched Farce of the Penguins?
I have not, but I've heard it's kind of goofy.
It's great. Samuel L. Jackson narrates it.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's got Bob Saget as one of the penguins, and at one point he's stopped and he's like, I don't think I can move. I don't think I can move. And this one guy's like, why not? He goes, my nuts are frozen to the ice.
Yeah. That's the thing about Bob Saget that most people don't realize about the guy. He has a filthy mouth. He swears like a sailor.
It really surprised me because I grew up with him as Danny Tanner.
Yeah. But if you listen to any of his stand-up,
he is one sick fucker.
He's
sounds like a dude.
Yeah,
now Eddie Murphy is this wholesome family guy, but I grew up with him being a sick fuck.
Mm-hmm. So that's quite surprising when most people realize that yeah, it kind of shatters your illusions. It's there's an old saying: never meet your heroes.
Yep.
Is that they're all very real people, and they will disappoint you in very real ways.
Yeah, I wanted one of my heroes in sewing wise is Yaya Han. She's really
nice.
Cosplay and everything, and I wanted to meet her so bad. And I talked to a friend of mine who actually got to meet her. He's like, "You don't want to meet her. She's a bitch." I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Okay, young, cosplayers, newer cosplayers, they'll go up to her and tell her how they inspired her to do cosplay, and she will tear them down just so that she doesn't have any competition." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, some people can't handle not being the only game in town.
And yet she is with the McCall's company for making costumes and everything.
Dude, totally bad PR, man. Gotta have people that aren't dicks like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, I have some of her patterns.
Yeah, nice.
Well, they're nice looking patterns. She actually makes patterns for plus size people.
Oh, nice. I'm glad at least got a part of her that isn't a total bitch.
Right?
There is, there's some people are Jekyll and Hydes when it comes to that. When they're out in the public and they just act like complete assholes. And when I was working retail, that was the case. I got to see the dark sides of many people that many would consider probably very, very nice, kind, gentle, unassuming people. But once you get them in a retail environment, holy shit. They look like they came from the seventh ring of hell. And yeah, it you don't really get to know somebody unless you've seen how they interact with people in a retail environment or people who work in food service trying to wait on them. So you really get to know somebody when you're that's part of the whole dating thing, is that you get to find out how your potential future partner behaves with people that they don't know, and they have no incentive, or they have no investment in any sort of relationship with. You get to see, you see sides of themselves. You see sides of them that they don't normally expose to people that they know. And that's only something that you can get a glimpse of when you see them interacting with people in public. If they're total assholes to the waiters at the restaurant that they're eating at, you may have a problem. If they're complete assholes to the people that they, if somebody who is checking them out at the checkout, if they make one little mistake, you watch your significant other and see how they handle that. If at the drop of a hat they jump down this poor kid's throat, or misdialing a number on the cash register and having to go back and correct. If you're standing next to them and you just feel their eyes rolling or them getting a little impatient, that's kind of a red flag. But I know that most people are actually kind of like that. So it's, it kind of depends. It kind of depends. If it's just that, then it's probably not very not a big deal. But if it's something that it's part of a greater pattern of behavior, then you might be dealing with something with someone that was perhaps a little not as forthcoming and probably not as transparent as you would like them to be. So that's at least that's been in my experience anyway.
Death Hyrukin says, "Don't be a douche to the people who serve you food."
True.
Oh, yeah.
True.
That's one of the golden rules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If anyone has watched, what's the name of that movie? Waiting?
Yeah. There's a good possibility you may be eating floor burgers.
Or pubes, or dandruff, or loogies. Oh, now I'm getting sick.
Or like in Road Trip,
I love
where the guy puts
I can't watch that scene.
Yeah. You don't want to see the scene in Road Trip where the guy puts the French toast in his pants and does lunges.
Oh. And I don't get nauseous easily.
Oh, don't watch movies with me. You'll definitely get nauseous. I like gory movies.
And what movies would those be?
Horror movies mostly.
Just don't ask me to watch Saw or Hostel, and we'll probably be fine.
Dead Alive's kind of a nasty one too.
I haven't seen that one yet. The only movie I won't watch is Human Centipede, because that one's beyond gory.
That was some weird shit.
I'm not really a big fan of the horror genre, so I don't not really watch movies in that particular genre.
I normally like horror movies, but I don't know, some of the crap that's come out, it's just beyond horror. It's like, let's just be deranged motherfuckers just because we can.
Yeah. So after having
me, Hostel and Saw, they're just too real.
I know, that's why I like it. It's like when you actually when you go into the extra features, they explain all the intricate detail they put into making these things, and it's amazing, because it's like, holy God, this is why movies are made, because of just the degree of not just the mechanical aspect of it, but the theatrical design and everything that they put into it. It's astounding.
Don't get me wrong. I'm all for the movies. I think they made one too many Saws. And they did a good job. If you can, because I'm a blood, guts, and gore gal. I love horror movies. I grew up on Halloween. I mean, the good Halloween, the originals. But Saw, I was forced to watch the first one. I was like, no, I'm done. And the second one, I was actually planning a trip to Ireland, but I was going to go from England on up and stay in hostels. My dad tricked me into watching Hostel.
Sweet.
I was like, nope, nope, nope.
I dug that movie. It was a good movie.
Saw the second one.
Both of them are pretty decent. Yeah, I'll be back in a second. I got to do the rounds again.
Yeah. So I've always had, respect for the people who wait on me, and certainly people who work at checkout counters and stuff like that. Working in retail myself, of course, gave me an even greater respect for people that perform those jobs. Most of them are as thankless as jobs get, and there's certainly those positions that people normally do out of necessity. There's very few people that actually choose to do that kind of stuff because they find it fulfilling or anything like that. Most people that are doing those jobs are doing it for the paycheck. They clock in, they do the job, and they clock out. They don't want any drama. They don't want to deal with people, their problems and their proclivities. They just want to go there, make some money to pay the bills and feed themselves and go home. That's all they want to do. But people who work in retail and food service, they have become unwilling therapists for people and all their hang-ups, their problems, their difficulties. People who work in these positions see people dealing very badly with their own lives daily. And it sucks for them, and I know because I used to be one of them. And I don't have a PhD in psychology. I am not in any sort of any sort of therapist in any sort of a capacity. I'm not trained for that. I was not educated for that, and I certainly would rather people keep their own shit to themselves if they're not going to be cordial, to say nothing of pleasant in public.
Oh, if we're gonna stop at midnight, we're at the last 6 minutes.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Thank you for noticing that. And as soon as Burnside gets back, we'll do our outros and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to just throw that one out there, that if you're having a bad day, don't bring it to the restaurant. If you're having a bad day, don't bring it to the store, and certainly don't bring it to the people who are trying to help you, because they don't have a choice. I know for some people that's a lot to ask, because they are caught up in their own personal stuff and so on and so forth, and it can be a lot to ask for them to dial it back, or rein in those puppies.
Yep.
But these are ultimately people that are working very low paying jobs because they're probably short of options, or they're students, or they're somebody that is in that position, not so much out of choice, but out of necessity.
I have a friend that has pretty much her entire career been working at makeup counters. And I see posts every day about how, like, this most recent one, a 70-year-old woman comes in looking for anti-aging and wrinkle cream. And so she goes and shows her what she has, and the woman's like, I've used all those and they don't work. And my friend just wants to say, dude, you're 70. Time to give up the ghost.
Yeah. Time to hang out the skates, as it were.
Shit, I've already adjusted to the fact that I'm going to be an old son of a bitch one of these days.
Yeah.
Hell, I already feel old enough as is.
Burnside is going to be the last guy to walk into a boutique and demand that they provide a product that turns back the clock.
Well, the woman wanted this shit to work like instantaneously.
That's funny.
And my
Ain't how
friend's
that
like,
works.
ma'am, it doesn't work like that. It takes, a couple months for you to actually see results.
If you're at the tail end of decades of poor life decisions, there ain't a cream made that's going to yank those years off. I'm sorry, honey.
Yeah.
It ain't going to work. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, just accept it or get Botox and accept the fact that when that wears off, you're going to look twice as old as you were beforehand.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're still 70. So, deal.
Yep. Hell. I mean, not everyone can be Ozzy Osbourne and just, live with the fact that he's old and psychotic from doing cocaine that had ants in it.
Them drugs have made him immortal. Him and fucking Keith Richards.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why they use Keith Richards as Jack Sparrow's father, because he looks like he's been through hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks old as fuck from all the drugs.
So
they probably cast Ozzy Osbourne, but you can never get a couple words out of him that make sense. Other than I'm the fucking Prince of Darkness.
In this last one, they had Paul McCartney playing his uncle.
Well, actually, they finally got all of Ozzy Osbourne's meds straightened out, so now he can actually talk.
Holy shit!
Instead of mumbling everything.
Oh God, that's funny.
He was on like 90 different meds.
Jesus.
Did you ever watch the Osbourne show?
Not really, because I couldn't stop laughing within the first 5 minutes of everything being bleeped and him throwing frozen food at his neighbors for being Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever the fuck it was.
Well, one can hardly blame the guy because not being able to be understood can certainly build up frustration. But what doesn't build up frustration is Burnside's outro.
Where he was going to the doctor real quick. And it showed Sharon is grabbing all his meds because it's the new doctor. And she filled up like a box, a nice large Amazon-sized box full of the meds he was currently taking.
Oh, I gotta see that shit.
Wow.
Oh, Lord. I imagine that's how strong my liver's going to be near the end of my lifespan.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, Burnside, outro.
All right. I am the Burnside Film Project. You guys can find me on YouTube, BitChute, GabAI, and I'm on Twitter as Burnside_bums. And I gave one of those funny things yesterday about the why I'm single thing because I thought it was comically retarded because everyone's complaining. I'm like, nah. Yeah, sure. Why the hell not? So go and bitch at me for it. Haha. Because you have no life.
Alrighty. Tara?
I am Tara Sin. You can find me on IMVU, YouTube, and Twitter.
Awesome. And I am, of course, the next 6 minutes. If you're looking for my primary channel, the link is going to be in the description, or you can just go to the search field and type out the next 6 minutes. You need to type it all out and not just put the 6 there. That's that won't get you anywhere. Let's see. I'm also on the next live streams channel. That is what you're currently listening to. You're listening to, of course, the Chaos 120 show for Thursday, and we're just about to wrap things up here. I want to thank all my guests for showing up here. We had Porpoiseful just before the broadcast began. He stopped by and said hi and said hi to us, and I want to thank him for that. He's an awesome dude. I hope to have him on a proper regular stream sometime soon. It's always fun to stream with. And of course, Inquisitor for showing up. Thanks, man. I want everybody to join the group that is currently watching the Minions of the Zoo. They are, I don't know what they're talking about tonight, but Inquisitor is there tonight, so you get to watch his more of his stuff. So as soon as this is over, go and watch the Minions of the Zoo.
Mhm.
And let's see. I guess that's all I have. Apart from, hey, this weekend I'm having my pre-Westminster Dog Show stream, my tea time stream. It's at noon Eastern, so tune in and listen to all about dogs. We're talking about dogs. It's gonna be a doggone good time. So
It's gonna be a barking good time.
all right. So thank you, chat. And thanks everybody that will be, of course, listening to this in the future. Have a great one, and we will see you again tomorrow night, possibly on Scoobie's channel, or maybe not. We'll see what's going to go down there. We're a little unsure about that at this point, but
rough stuff going on, man.
Rest assured, we will have a plan in place, and we will see what we can do. So until then, everyone have a great evening.
Later.